Hi, my name is Nick Bartolotta, Chief Clinical Officer for Range of Motion Products. Today I'm going to put on my physical therapist hat and I'm going to talk to you about some specific injuries and how the Rolflex can help alleviate pain or symptoms from those injuries. The first one we're going to talk about today is very common with people who have desk jobs, people that type a lot. It's called carpal tunnel syndrome. And to help you understand what carpal tunnel is, on the inside of your wrist you have a whole bunch of nerves and arteries and veins, but more importantly you have one nerve in particular called the median nerve that runs right through a tunnel in between your carpal bones. So that tunnel, which is covered by a ligament, is called the carpal tunnel. When you sit and you type all day long every day for 50 years of your life, those muscles and tendons get restricted and get tighter and stronger, but they also get built up with dense connective tissue or fascia. And that's what pushes down on that median nerve and starts to cause tingling through the first finger and the thumb. And what we can do with the Rolflex is we can actually naturally go in and start gapping the bones and creating motion inside the wrist, inside the hand, and then we can actually gently move and manipulate the fluids out of that area. So we can help reduce inflammation and bring pressure off that nerve without doing surgery. Now, I do want to give the caveat that before doing any exercises on a specific injury, you need to talk to your physician, talk to your doctor. Make sure that direct pressure is not contraindicated. So if your doctor's told you to go see a physical therapist and do manual therapy on that area, then you are good to go with the Rolflex. But absolutely talk to your doctor first. So the carpal tunnel treatment's very easy. What you're going to do is actually, the pain is going to be on the inside of your wrist. So we're always going to start on the opposite side. I'm going to start where the pain's not. So we're going to tighten up the Rolflex here to at least the number 2, possibly the number 1 spot. I'm going to go ahead and go to the number 1 spot because I want to start from the back of my hand first, which is even further away from where the pain is. Okay, I'm going to place that device on my knee or on my desk at work, and using the green roller I'm going to put my hand right between, and I'm just going to squeeze and separate in between each hand bone. They're called the metacarpals. You'll find a nice gap where that big roller will fit right in between each bone. If that feels comfortable, it doesn't make your fingers go numb or tingle, then you're good to go, moving back a little closer to the wrist. Notice how I'm moving almost directly over the wrist. And I'm going to caution you, anything that makes your fingers go numb means you're squeezing too hard. So even if it's light as can be and all you're doing is putting just gentle pressure all along the back of the wrist, hand bones, in between the thumb, that's a great treatment to start with for carpal tunnel. Now, second phase of your recovery process is actually, before we even get to the painful part, is going to be to work at the top of the forearm and work the muscles down towards the wrist. Now remember, you got to go a little wider, so I like to be in the 3rd spot, might be the 2nd spot for you. But you're going to start at the top of the wrist and you're going to do your active release work. Meaning you're going to find a trigger point and you're going to rotate the wrists and you're going to arch the wrist back, flexing and extending, opening and closing the hand, searching around for that pain. Again, carpal tunnel, always checking to see what makes your fingers go numb. If it makes your fingers go numb, back off on the pressure and just do some light rolling. Okay, 3rd phase of your treatment. We're going to tighten it back up again. You're going to rotate it around so the green roller's on the inside, and you're going to start gapping the bones on the inside of the wrist. Palm first. Separate those bones, create space away from where it's painful, and then if you can tolerate it, you're going to come right over that wrist and gently try and squeeze right at the edges. Imagine you're creating space for the nerve. And I'm going to say it one last time, anything that makes your fingers go numb, you're going too hard, right? Last phase is working those medial flexors, which are exactly what's tight. So again, widen it up. Place the arm through, start up high by the elbow, search around for those sore spots and actively move them under the pressure. If you do this treatment daily, you should expect to see results very quickly. If you don't see results and the numbness continues to progress or get worse, you may be a candidate for a more aggressive procedure like a carpal tunnel release. But again, as a therapist, you have to go and see your doctor, see a specialist, get multiple opinions before you do anything invasive. Always go the physical route. The Rolflex in particular is a very, very, very potent tool for carpal tunnel syndrome. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful for you. And feel free to email us with questions at info@romproducts.com.